Hi, it's Romella. I thought I'd better come on and do a quick video about Mercury retrograde. So with Mercury retrograde, yes, it's happening again. We are actually in the pre-shadow at the moment. So it's going to go retro in the 16th, I want to say, of June, 17th I think it is. 17th of June, okay? It's going fully retro. So we were in the pre-shadow for the next 3 weeks as of yesterday. So we have 3 weeks of the pre-shadow, we have 2 weeks of Mercury going retrograde and 3 weeks of the post-shadow. So Mercury going retrograde, it happens probably about 3 times a year. It adds up to 21 weeks a year. So really it's pretty much half a year Mercury is in retrograde. So the time to panic and blame retrograde is well over. We just need to embrace Mercury retrograde and prepare ourselves as we need to. So things that Mercury preparation include are checking on servicing, so making sure things like your phone, you've downloaded your photos recently, all your software updates are up to date. Again, on your laptop, if you back that up, your websites, back those up as well. Make sure, if it's a bit difficult at the moment with car servicing, journeys as well, double check on the details, particularly I guess at the moment, to see whether things are open, if they're running, if they're limited services. So any journeys, check on the travel arrangements before you set out, and have a backup plan. Communication is another one. It's watching what you say and speak in order to allow so that it's correctly received at the other end, and it's not open for interpretation or misinterpretation. So they are the key things really around the Mercury retrograde that tend to affect us. So things that people do moan about, things when things start going wrong on the internet goes slow, or the laptop goes really slow, or the phone keeps crashing and you can't do this and you can't. They just blame Mercury retrograde. But if we can put these things in place to start with, like in the next week, while we are still in this early pre-shadow time, then that will serve us well. So Mercury retrograde, like I say, it goes retrograde on the 17th of June, and that runs through till where have I just seen that? It's the 12th of July, I think. Let me just double check. I'm sure I've seen it the 12th of July. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sure it goes through to the 12th of July. I can't see it written down anywhere. So yeah, that is the Mercury retrograde. Alongside the Mercury retrograde, we have a full moon on the 5th, and we have an eclipse on the 7th. So the eclipses can be very intense periods, manifesting and creation. We've got the full moon again, which is about the clearing and releasing and letting things go. They are really helpful. Yes, it's July the 12th for the Mercury retrograde. And then we also have a lot of other planets in retrograde. So let me just tell you about the other ones that we've got going on. So we've had going on for quite a while. Pluto has been in retrograde since the 25th of April, and that runs through till the 4th of October. And that is about this understanding and assimilating your darker and hidden powers, releasing old hurts, embracing your past experiences, clearing out and healing old emotional wounds and triggers, accepting, forgiving and opening up a doorway to your past and becoming empowered, aligning your dark and light for the wholeness. So this is all from Elizabeth Peru, her global forecast that she shares. We also have Saturn in retrograde, and that happened on the 10th of May and runs through till the end of September. And in these 5 months, it's looking about creating an authentic occupational career, practicing responsibility, building recognition and reward, patience, learning the art of divine timing, when to pause and when to move, self-discipline and commitment. And we have Venus in retrograde, May the 13th through to the 25th of June. So that's a little bit shorter. That's just 6 weeks, that one, rather than 5 months. And this is about looking at your personal value and your self-worth and upgrading your priorities, deciding that your talents are worthy of abundant monetary reward, she says, which is good. And it's about looking at healthy relationships. There's lots and lots of stuff going on at the moment with these retrogrades. And with Jupiter, it's also in retrograde has been since the 14th of May through to September the 12th. So again, 4 months of that, and that again is looking at careers, upgrading lifestyles, defining your self-worth. So as you can see, there's lots of themes around these planetary retrogrades that are all interlinked, and it's obviously no surprise when it's as synchronicity as ever that we are going through this COVID-19 situation, which is making us all change and analyse and review what we have been doing, and what, sorry, my son's on the table and every time he presses the keyboard the whole phone vibrates. Yeah, and reviewing what we do and how we do it and what we're here to do, what our world service is, what is our offering, what are we going to do for our own life purpose, for our fun and excitement, for our light ourselves up and get aligned with our true soul purpose here. So there's lots of these things going on. So there's lots of undercurrents. So yes, it might seem that everyone's going online, everyone's creating courses, everyone's doing this, but actually when this ends, we are going to want that face-to-face contact. We are going to want that physical contact with people. So whether it is from a therapist, whether it is from a teacher, whether it is, you know, to be in a shared office environment that perhaps isn't your work office, maybe it's an office that a space where you go and it's like a hub that you go and lots of people from different companies go there just to get that little bit of social interaction, because life has changed. So I think that, you know, it's a very interesting balance that we're going through at the moment, that yes, everyone's shifting online, but actually maintaining that physical, and that I'm going to be here doing the physical, doing the face-to-face is really important, and yeah, interesting. So that is what's happening on a planetary point of view. Like I said, this information, I've taken it from I'm a tip-off subscriber, one of Elizabeth Peru's. I sign up and pay annually for her subscription. Incredibly valuable. Receive it once a month. So this thing's vibrating all over the place. It's got several springs. Maybe I need to tighten it up. Yeah, very useful information that she shares every month. She also shares lots on her Facebook page. On Facebook you can go and you can see, do a follow first, I think it is, and I always have her as a follow first, and whenever she puts anything online I always see it whenever I go on. It's the first thing I see when I go onto Facebook. I've got a couple of people that I do, and I see that because she's Australian, she's ahead of us, so she'll very often put things on, you know, 5 or 6 hours before I'm awake. So yeah, Cecile says scary though. It is scary. It's a whole different way of doing things, and I think it's exciting in some ways to think that we have this opportunity to do things differently, to explore this working from home, not being in a physical office. I think that's a very interesting thing. You've obviously got the home learning element as well. Not so sure about that one. I've done homeschooling, and this is nothing like homeschooling. Just to be really clear, it's not anything like homeschooling. The schooling's a very interesting one, yeah. And yeah, when we'll come out of this, and how we'll come out of it, and what the world will look like. It will not look like it did in November 2019 or June 2019. It's going to look very, very different, and it's just being, you know, allowing yourself this time just to review where you are, what priorities you want, what you want to do, what you want to have, what you want to be. That's the key thing, is that human being, the being, rather than the doing. And that's one of the nice elements, I think, that's perhaps we are all taking the time to review and be rather than do. And I find myself some days just in the space of doing, and it's just draining. So I need to remind myself, no, I need to go and do some being now, and that usually involves doing something fun, or, you know, sitting in the garden, just being physically present rather than the physical doing. So yeah, Cecile says agreed. It will. I guess none of us know really what's gonna happen. We all have to hope that financially things will work out, and that there are no significant detrimental things that happen, but we shall have to see. But I wanted to come on and share about the Mercury retrograde, because I'm usually on top of these things, and I'll usually tell you like in advance, like full moons. I like to give advance notice of about 2 or 3 days, because I know that the full moons can affect you before the full moon. It's very often the day before, the night before the full moon, that really makes a difference. And I think with Mercury retrograde, you might just have been feeling a little bit out of it, a little bit out of sorts. Obviously there's other stuff going on in the universe and the world, but I'm not going to get into that here. It's a case of lifting your vibration, lifting it into a higher vibration, a positive vibration, and being the best person that you can in your current circumstances. So I shall leave that with you, and wish you a wonderful day. I have to excuse, had to put a paddling pool up, so I've all gone a bit red in the face. So I shall wish you all a beautiful day full of blessings and love, and I shall see you hopefully tomorrow at 10 o'clock for our spiritual morning, our women's circle, which is when we're going to be looking at crystals. So we're going to be talking all things crystals, so bring a crystal along with you, along with your journal and your oracle cards and some drinks, and I shall see you then. Take care. Bye bye.